Hey folks, I'm back, and yeah, this is what happens on a cold Sunday. It's too cold to do much of anything except stay close to where it's warm and the computer. And what I want to do now is I want to just show a few albums in my collection that are, I guess, in the metal section. Um, like punk, I don't have a lot of metal anymore, and I do have metal, but I don't have it on vinyl or mini official releases. I got a lot of burns, to be honest, and video. Um, I love watching bands. I haven't been watching much of my old videos, but I've got quite an archive of thousands of performances taped off of TV and other places. A lot of metal bands, but partially this is in response to Ernie. I think that's your name. A new vinyl community member, or fairly new. He'd asked if I'd show something metal, so I just pulled a few. I don't have much, but this is what I have. And we'll start with something very obvious, which is Black Sabbath Paranoid. Um, this is a reissue. It's not a gatefold. I'd like to have a gatefold. Oh, and it's not. I thought it was colored vinyl, but it's not. It's just a very nice 180-gram reissue. I think if I could find a nice, clean, original gatefold, I'd still buy it at a reasonable price. This is definitely metal. I mean, what can be said about Black Sabbath Paranoid? I mean, it's got a couple of really excellent songs on it. One of my favorites by them is Electric Funeral. Okay. Church of Misery, whatever you want to call it, stoner, doom, sludge, rock, whatever. Can you also call this metal? I guess. Okay. But is it good? Yeah. Do I think metalheads would like this? Some, yeah. This is more along the lines of math metal, and this is what interests me more than regular metal now, honestly. Dillinger Escape Plan. These guys are awesome. I think these guys are amazing. Saw them live. Got to hang out with them. Excellent. Miss Machine. I have their other two albums digitally. I don't have the vinyl. Miss Machine. This is awesome on green vinyl. Kind of an ugly green vinyl. A punk band that I love that went metal was Ludachrist. And I saw Ludachrist live, and they just ripped it up. But they morphed into Scatterbrain, and I have this one album of theirs. What is it called? Here Comes Trouble. Excellent players all around. Tommy Christ on vocals, great voice, great voice. Interesting lyrics, great music. Great music, metal prog. Thanks to the vinyl community, James Caton W. DePina was so kind to further my metal selection by sending me this last year, Enslaved, Axioma Ethica Odini. Fantastic. Yeah, this is fantastic. Now, I didn't pull any of my Porcupine Tree because they're not quote-unquote metal, but they touch on metal. I didn't pull my Opeth, but let me show these and maybe I'll pull them. I love Opeth, I really do. Here's another math metal band that I love that's a side project of Dysrhythmia. Behold the Octopus. Love this album. This is a one-sided. I'll pull this out. This is sweet. I love this. All kinds of stuff. I mean, it's slightly mind-boggling what they're able to do technically as musicians. Wonderful, wonderful, challenging music. So this is a one-sided white vinyl with the artwork etched on the other side. Isn't that tight? Isn't that killer? Let me hold that up for a while. I'm hoping that maybe the deal that catches your screen captures that you can choose from, maybe it'll catch this one. I'd love for it to catch this. Isn't that killer? That's awesome. Behold the Octopus. Math metal. I guess that's what you call it. It's just damn good. Damn good. Okay. Let's put this one away nicely. In the Blake sleeve, the wonderful Blake sleeves. Okay. Another album given to me by James. Agalloch. And look at those graphics. What a cool-ass cover. Agalloch. And I do like this. This is not typical metal. I like this a lot. Mostly instrumental, if not completely. But I love that cover, Agalock, and it's fitting for the mood of the music. A band that I took a chance on because the records were used and they were in perfect shape, and the label Relapse, you can't always rely on Relapse. Relapse gets it right most of the time, so I went ahead and took a chance on The End. What is the name of this? Elementary. I like this band. I'm not bowled over by them. I need to get back to them and listen some more. I must say that I was very pleased to discover that the main guitar player of the band at the time, he's gone now, was black. Again, some of you folks don't understand why I always bring that up. You probably think it's a moot point. For me, it's still significant, and I bring it up. Yeah, it's very cool to see this speed metal, whatever you want to call metal band, with a black lead guitarist. Red vinyl. Sweet. I wonder if this is Pirates. Yes. This is pressed by the people that are pressing my album, Dereck 3. This is produced by Pirates Press. This is very likely the red. This is very likely the same color red that mine will be on. Yeah, Pirates Press. Man, I'm hoping I hear something this week about a test press. You can't wait to get this on and get those records to you. Frankly, I can't wait till I get to send them out. You receive them, and then for you folks to show me back that you got them. Can't wait for it. All the parts of it are very exciting. It really is. I bought another album by The End. They were just both, and look at the graphics. I mean, it could be a crap album, but it looks good. And it is good within Nvidia. This is good. This is a good band. Last vinyl I'll show, and some of you metal heads might give me shit for having this, but I like them. Dimmu Borgir. I know there's much better, probably more authentic black metal from, you know, the Scandinavian countries, but I found this used picture disc, and honestly, when they had the video for Progenies of the Apocalypse, I love it. All that Wagnerian mellotron, and then the middle part where the bass player sings with the operatic voice, I like it. Nice picture disc. I understand that there are much better, much deeper black metal bands, but I like this, and I'm glad to have it. I got a bunch of metal on CD and on the computer. My Slayer is on the computer. Used to have Rain and Blood. I had South of Heaven on vinyl. I remember when I sold it at a record convention, the guy that bought it from me said, "Why are you selling this?" He was right. But something else I can show right quick that goes along with metal was I was just playing Amorphous. Shout out to Cool Ranch Dressing again. Something else I have a lot of as a result of either working at record stores or knowing people at the record stores is I have a lot of promos. And have a lot of promos that have a lot of metal on them. Like, so for example, here's a, this is an Immortal Records sampler. What do we have on here? Korn, maybe. Mainly Korn. Korn on here, okay? Other bands on here are Incubus, The Urge, Bear Jr., 30 Seconds to Mars. I wouldn't necessarily call those bands metal. Here's another metal band I saw live. Thought they were pretty good, is Shadows Fall. The War Within. This is a sampler, a couple songs from it. Saw these guys with Lamb of God. I don't have any Lamb of God, but Lamb of God are good. Well, I do have their songs, but no actual product that's been released. Here's a sampler. Nemec. Ernie, do you know this band? And then on the back, they feature 3 other bands, Therion, Serenia. Cool Ranch Dressing, some of you other metal people, Lazarus. Chime in, tell me what I got here. And then here's something that I have a collection of. I maybe have about 10 of these. Concrete Records, as you know, was a great metal and punk metal label. And they used to put out these samplers, the Concrete Corner. And I just started collecting them over the years because Many of them not only have full songs by bands, but they'll also be video clips. So for example, on this one, this is the February Sampler 2005. On the back, they feature the cover for Unwritten Laws album for that year. Bands on here are Motley Crue, Mad Side, Black Label Society, Dio, Overkill, Trivium, Cinderella. I have several of these. So here's one. Here's another. And who's featured on the back? Neurosonic. Who's on this one? Slipknot. They're from Iowa. I'm familiar with their road manager. Switchfoot, My Chemical Romance, Killswitch Engage, POD. Okay. This one, which features A Perfect Circle, Queen, Rammstein, a Mad Side again, No Warning, Slayer, Primus. So I have a ton of these. The back of this one features the cover for Porcupine Tree's Deadwind. So I've got metal like that. I got a few minutes. Let's see here. My favorite metal band to collect is Opeth. And I know there's better bands, different bands, but I really like Michael Ackerfeldt's riffs, the kind of riffs that he writes. Love them. I love learning them. Their first albums to me are pretty lame, but you can hear the beginnings of the greatness. So I have them. Opeth Orchid. Moonrise. Is that the name of it? Yeah, you know the name of this album. These are reissues on Back on Black. My Arms, Your Hearse. Here's when it really starts to get good for me. Blackwater Park, this album is excellent. I know almost all the songs on this album, riff-wise, guitar. Can play along with every song on this album. I love it. Deliverance. Another good one. Is this the one I really like? Well, I really like this one, and I also like Damnation. Both of these. Recorded at the same time. Let me see which one. This is the one I really like. I know quite a few of the songs on here as well on guitar. Both of these are good. I don't have Still Life on vinyl. Cool Ranch Dressing. I'm going to fly to your place and grab that mother. I've seen Still Life offered online. It's usually 70, 80 bucks. I'm going to break down eventually and get it. But I also have Watershed, which, again, interestingly how they added a little more commercialness to it, and yet they still sound just like Opeth. And the latest one, Heritage. I love it. I love it. So just a little bit of metal for you folks that may have been interested. I have more things that could be considered in my metal in my collection, especially on CD. These are the things that came to mind that I knew I could find to show you. Hey, everybody. Be well.